Okay, so I'm starting this video in a bit of a different spot than I usually do. Usually I'm in a gym locker room or I'm somewhere in the gym. But today we're kind of in a rush again. Well, for this time, not specifically due to an event that I have directly after the lift, but more in parlance that this gym closes in 2 hours. And usually I like to take my time. I'm not much of I need to get this set done in this amount of time and take this amount of rest. Usually a minimum an hour. If I'm pushing it, I can usually make it in 30. But today I'm going to have to make it in an hour. But day 5, summer cut. I don't know if there's any noticeable differences yet from day 1, which I mean, it's highly unlikely that there will be, considering the fact that I gotta think about this because I don't want to sound like a bumbling fucking idiot. Great. I kind of get why a lot of people say being a content creator is hard. I'm not saying that it is just overwhelmingly, like, incredibly hard, but there are certain aspects to it that are hard. Not as hard as jobs I've performed before. I don't want to sound like that guy, but I've worked manual labor jobs for the last, about the last year now. And honestly, if I had the choice between being able to make content about this for a living and doing that, I would probably choose to do this. I would choose to do this in a heartbeat. Because depending on your style of training, you will likely not fuck up your back nearly as fast as you would out in the trades. Especially the job I was working. Good Lord. Yeah, this is where I used to work. Ooh, self-docs. Oh no. Okay, whatever. Anyways, what I was saying, having to climb under rail cars and do a bunch of work under them and on top of them at the same time does a lot to your back. Good Lord. Especially being like 6'2", 270 fucking pounds. Good Lord. The space under those rail cars are not meant for beings of my caliber. I could not imagine someone as big as Ronnie fucking Coleman getting down that low under a fucking steel cylinder. I look like a whack job talking to myself in my car right now. They don't see the green glowing microphone attached to me. But I had to go do a physical for another job that I'm getting hired onto soon. And they had me do a physical demands part of it. I'm not going to say it was just downright like, oh, I'm so exhausted. But it did. I definitely felt it. I wasn't necessarily fatigued, but I was definitely worked, which surprised me because, most of these people's, well, I don't want to just sound like an asshole when I say this, but a lot of people's definition of physically demanding is different than mine, or if you're viewing this video for the caliber of content that I've been creating recently, yours too. Because a lot of people that are viewing my content are interested. Oh, I just ripped ass. Oh, great. Now I got to kind of bask in it because I don't want to ruin the audio quality by rolling down the windows. But, what was I saying? Oh, the people that view my content are either interested in the gym or go to the gym. So they're kind of like me. Now, I'm not going to say that everyone in the world is just like me, because let's be honest. No, they're not. But you get what I'm saying. I'm kind of sitting on topics for too long. That's probably a bad thing from a content creation standpoint, is sitting on topics for too long instead of moving along. But Plan for today: triceps, shoulders, biceps. Not much. I'm going to do about 2 exercises per group, and I think that'll do it. Take 2 here. Had a similar mistake as I did a couple videos ago. Actually, summer cut day 1. Funny enough. Almost the exact same position as I'm in now. I had my light on before I started filming, so not so fun. We're gonna try a different angle here. Start out with the usual light squeezing sets, and then kind of ramp it up. So, enough blabbering, let's lift. You know, there's one big negative of lifting in Tornado Alley. I gotta worry if I'm gonna get blown away whenever I get up out of here. Another concern I have is this weight is a little too light. Still a little light, but I think it'll do. But yeah, I think for these first couple of sets of triceps, I'm gonna go for a similar approach as I did last time. Fortunately, the cables that I used last time were not open, which are a different pulley system, which make these a little heavier. This is only 42 pounds compared to the like 180 I'd be doing for second set over there. Here we go. Second set. Do it a little faster. Actually, I'm probably going to slow it down a little more. Just really focus on controlling the negative here. Okay. Whew. Felt a lot better. Starting to feel the tension of the blood. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me get under the light a little bit here. Thumbnail pose! I'm going to increase it to about 60 here. I'm going to catch it from the other side of the machine here. All right. You guys are about, I'd say, 4 inches away from the other part of this thing, which is just a live fitness cable machine. I'm going to do something simple and, oh, yeah, actually, you know what I'm going to do. I don't even know why I'm bothering explaining it. Okay. I think I actually got a couple more there, I'll be honest with you. One more. Okay. One last little tease for the pose down. All right. We'll go through roughly the same thing as I did last time. go do some seated dips, or the push down machine, my bad. That's a more common name for it. But I feel like I'm performing a little bit better today. That may be attributed to the extra carbs I had before this. I had a beast from Subway, which might not be the most appropriate cutting meal, to be quite honest with you, due to the high amount of pepperoni that's on that thing. But you know, I kind of needed something to scarf down because I hadn't eaten in about 6 hours. So I was starting to get a little bit famished. But had plenty of protein there, and I can definitely feel that. Didn't help at all. But this morning I weighed in at 275. So right now I'm kind of fluctuating between 273 to 276. But I am contributing it, or I am going to say that I am feeling good because I weighed in at 275. Because that is a pound lighter than 276. And that's the highest I've weighed since the beginning of this cut. And hey, a pound a week is still progress. Don't let anyone tell you that's bad or whatever. Because some people really don't know what they're talking about. Alright, same thing as last arm day. Start off at around my body weight, which unfortunately I do not have 270 on here, so I'm going to have to do 280. Yeah, that's nice. Now I've got to kind of bask in it while I'm doing push downs. I didn't think this YouTube channel would retort to fart jokes, and especially this fast. Yep. Yeah. No, I didn't do a really good job of controlling the negative on that last one there, but to be honest with you, I don't think there would have been many positive repercussions if I was to, you know. We're going to increase to about 320 and get the second set. Still sad I never found my, you even left shaker. Yeah. Honestly, I've lost a little bit of my influence since the last time I recorded. I don't even know what I was doing wrong or what I'm doing wrong now. Like, maybe I'm changing editing styles too much, but whenever I was bigger, like last cutting phase, when I was even maxing in that god-awful squat form, I was bigger, but oh my lord, I had the confidence. I was actually weighing the same amount as I do now. I was like 270, 265, something around that. Whatever. That actually did culminate into a positive sort of ending, because I ended up being around 245, around 16% body fat, and then everything derailed. Because I'm going to be honest with you, instead of seeing those results and running with it and continuing to dig deeper, what I did was I started eating a little more. I was like, I already got results showing. I don't need to work any harder. As soon as you start thinking that, you're already fucking up. Won't do that again. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick it below 400 this time because I think I maxed it up last time. It's probably because I'm doing it a lot slower this time around, too, to be honest with you. And another thing I can contribute to the amount of weight gain that I experienced because, to be honest, I was starting to get too much into the gym side of social media. And all the people on roids very much so made me want to hop on. So what I did do is I tried SARMs. They're basically, I'm not going to get into the deep dive of what they are. They are basically steroid light. They are like what a buddy of mine here calls natural steroids. They can be sold over the counter at most 5-star nutrition. You can buy them at 5-star nutrition. But I saw results. But then again, not the kind that I wanted. I gained a lot of fat because I didn't eat as clean as I should have. I didn't even have one protein shake that entire time I was on. I was pretty much eating Burger King and shit like that. I thought the steroids was going to do all the work. You still got to eat right. Which makes me kind of mad whenever I see a lot of people under big gym influencers talking about, yeah, anything's possible or whatever trendy "you're not natural" phrase is happening now. It makes me mad because they still got to put in work. Just because they're on steroids doesn't mean that they just and boom. But just if you're going to do that, if you're going to hop on, make sure you're still doing the work. Make sure you're still dieting right. Make sure you're still lifting and getting your cardio. So I'm going to be honest with you, the moment that first pill enters your body, it's going to change how you view lifting forever. And after I was on PCPs, I entered a gym depression. I did not want to step foot in this place. But thankfully that phase is over. And now I'm starting to see steady progress again. I'm starting to lose belly fat. My stomach is gradually shrinking. It also depends on how many carbs and how much water I consume the day and night before. All right, you get my point. We're going to go ahead and finish this. Then we're going to move on to shoulders, funny enough. That'll wrap that up nicely. It's approaching failure really quickly there. I just remembered as I started recording for this segment that I forgot to turn down the exposure last clip. So it is going to look kind of janky. But I don't think it'll make too big of a difference. Go ahead and scoot this over a little bit. There you go, a little better lighting. But simple plan. Lateral raises, and I'm going to do some rear delts. Because my chest, or my shoulders, what's the fucking word? Thank you, dyslexic fuck. I'm not actually dyslexic. I'm sorry to anyone who is. My front delts, there we go. Yeah, these things are hammered from chest still. Which was 2 days ago. And good Lord, they got hit. So, honestly, I'm just going to take these 20s here back up to where I think you can see me good. With a good lighting here. And, I think I got 2 more in the tank. That feels good. All right. Another thing I'm going to go ahead and do is get this pump cover off. I think I'm well enough into the workout that I could take this thing off. Now this should give you all a little more to look at too. Make this video a little more visually interesting. I'll move this thing actually over a little bit more. Whoa, now. You can see a little bit of the camera work. But yeah, get this good lighting here. Little mini pose down. I can't help myself. I'm the average gym goer when it comes to that kind of stuff. I can't help it, you know. Take these 25s. Have a little bit of fun. Hang on, I'm going to turn the exposure down the way you can see. Trying to pose for a real quick thumbnail. But you know, we'll kind of figure out the thumbnail as we go along. Yeah. Especially this spot right here. I think the lower exposure is a little called for. Alright. For the last set, I'm going to grab these 30s. Have a little bit of fun. Get right here under this light. And golly. Fucking hurt. Whew. Yeah. Reason I kind of do it like that is I still want to get a little bit of front delts in. Alright. Sorry. I still want to get a little bit of front delts in. That way, you know, they still grow because alright, I think you get what I'm saying. But I forgot to mention in the car that the official title for this kind of day that I'm doing is Sharms, which is not to be confused about SARMs. Yeah. You'll get the point. Let's go ahead and do some rear delts. You know, I never really stopped to think about how shiny that the low exposure makes some of this stuff look. Alright. Got I Am All of Me by Crush 40 playing in my ears. And I think it's time to pump some iron, starting out with a simple 90 pounds. How do you like me now? All right, all jokes aside, this is an exercise I kind of got to pump out a lot of because I'll be honest with you, you're not going to see much results with this kind of exercise in particular if you aren't going above like 15. It's just one of those you got to like, know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real with y'all so y'all actually see the growth y'all come in here to grow and see. That made no sense. All right, next set. Oof. Okay. I'm going to retract that statement I just said. Because if you do increase the weight to a moderate weight, you can get to like 12 and it'll work. But, you know, it's different for everybody. As always, I encourage experimentation and whatever grows your rear delts the most, you do that. You're rarely going to find me being like, why are you doing that? Unless it's something stupid like training your feet. Like, what? Like, apparently there are people that actually, like, train their feet muscles or whatever, and I find that odd. But, okay. Like, neck training, I get that. I get that more than I get feet training. But hey, I mean, whatever floats your boat. Alright. Time to go work that one muscle group that all the women said they like, but then they date a dude that has none of it. Just realized my mic's been off this entire time. A bunch of gym sounds, so I apologize for that. I probably fucked up a good portion of the video. Here we go. Oh well, that's besides the point. I apologize for the lack of mic audio the last couple minutes. I don't even know if I kept this part in, but what I was saying is tomorrow I'm going to go get an in-body done as part of the rest day vlog. And I was comparing myself to Colin. I don't know if y'all know him, Brody Shreds videos, but yeah. I'll put text over it. I might actually have to edit this video a little bit. Yay. Alright, let's finish off these little bit of bicep curls. Finishing off with 45s for hopefully 10. Alright, and for the big finisher, I'm going to be doing rope hammer curls, same as last time. Alright, I'll do about 3 sets of these. Same intensity as everything else. And get some abs. Meet y'all over there in the mirrors. Yeah. Load this a little bit more. Increase this weight to about 60. I thought 60 pounds is heavier than that, but it would appear that I'm wrong. Nickelback still kicks ass. I don't care what anyone says. A little bit of a side diversion. Oh! We're going to try 80 pounds for a second set. Feels a little bit more with the tension. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's a lot better. Definitely felt that. My brachialis a lot more. Don't know if y'all can see this, but it's starting to dig into my fingers here. You know, now that it's digging into my fingers a little bit, I need to start speaking like a blue-collar man, you know? You ain't got dents like this in your fucking hand. You ain't lifting fucking weight hard enough. All right. I can't talk like that forever. That sounds stupid as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right. I think I'm gonna do 100 and try and get 10. Because I'm trying to pick a weight that'll challenge me and help me grow here. All right. Yep. Worthy finish right there. See you all at the posing area. Oh boy. Trying a different approach today. Get zoomed in real good back here. Seeing my chest striations start to come back, so that's good. Looking a little chunky, of course, because I ate like 1,500 calories with Subway earlier. But, all right, let's start with the triceps. Start with these forward-facing, kind of half-ass side chests. It's more of a tricep focused, and then we kind of we're going to deal with some shoulders here. Here we go. I don't know what the technical name of this one is, but I like it, so. Directly under the line for this one. I think I'm. I would have to see a little bit. live stream, so. We're just gonna hit the crab. Side. Not really side chest, more side shoulder. I was seeing a little bit of a shoulder veinage on this side whenever I was doing some bicep curls. Of course, I did see a little bit on this side too, bicep veinage. Which, I mean, stomach is definitely shrinking. It was about out to here whenever I started the cut. Slowly but surely. Now let's hit some biceps, which this one I believe I'm going to have to rely on being behind the lot here a little bit. Sorry for the break in your regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, severe weather this, severe weather that. It's Tornado Alley. Oh well. All right. Let me zoom in a little bit here. You get to see a little bit behind the scenes. The realistic approach to, or the realistic side of my physique, or you know what I mean. Get back here. Get some standing shoulders. I don't hit this pose enough. Anyways, back to biceps. Yeah, I need to be behind a lot here. A little bit of a chest squeeze, see if I have my striations coming back, which they are, you can see right there. Other than that, I think that's all I got for today. I'll see y'all tomorrow for rest day.